Hello, this is Dan Nobles and welcome back to the truck tutorial. In this part of the tutorial, what I'm going to go do is go back to the fender and make sure that we fix that area. Because when you are doing your models and you run into an area like this and you can see it's a problem area, it's very easy to get frustrated with it and just say, it looks good enough or whatever, but it can really hurt the look of your model. So it's good to probably spend some time and just cover how you would fix something like this. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. What I'm going to do, you can kind of see, if I go into edit mode here, you can kind of see what's happening. I mean, this line, this edge is going in this direction and it really needs to flow smoothly down here, and then we got geometry going up there. And if we want to try to keep our quads instead of making triangles and things like that, we really have to figure out a way to fix this. So the way I'm going to attempt to fix this is I'm going to bring some of this geometry back in. Now this edge right here is actually our door, so we're going to need to create some more geometry for the door. So I'm going to go ahead and alt select this right now and just kind of move it away from where the door would be. If I go into wireframe, you can kind of see this is that outline of the door. So just moving it back a little bit to get it out of the way. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part right here and I'm just going to free move it with G, just move it over. Turn on my sticky screencast keys or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Just move it in that area there, and I'm going to grab this, move that down. And it's basically right now I'm just going to move around and kind of freeform this a little bit and actually do a little bit of, I don't know, I guess you'd call it sculpting to smooth out this area and make it look like what it needs to look like. And if you spend time modeling, you'll find yourself at times, especially when I was starting out modeling, I did a lot of just moving around vertices all over the place, and especially if you're doing things like working on like a human head or a human body and stuff like that, you'll find yourself just tweaking and tweaking and tweaking your geometry so it looks correct, looks the way it's supposed to. And that's good practice when you run into something like this, because then you can kind of use those same techniques to fix problems like this. So just looking at all angles, making sure that everything's flowing pretty nice. This part of the door right here is kind of bothering me. Let's come in a little bit. See, I'm missing some geometry there probably. Okay, so let's see if that flows any better. See, before I do, yeah, let's see how it looks. It already looks a little bit better to me as far as just in this view, but let's go ahead and add a subsurf modifier to it to see how it's going to divide out. Smooth. And not too bad. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but actually, you know, I think it's passable. Once you get the textures on it or whatever you add, it probably look pretty good. But it definitely looks better than what it did before. Just turn that off, make it easier to turn it back on later. Okay, one final thing I'm going to do in this part of the tutorial is I just want to get rid of this right here. We don't need it. And if we do a render, can't really see the details very well in this because we haven't added any lighting and all that good stuff, but hopefully you can see it's getting there. Now the other thing that we need to do is we need to fix our door here, because since I needed to use that geometry to fix that problem, we no longer have our outline of the door here, and I can't use this line because that's part of this structure here. So let's go ahead and just add another loop cut in there, and this one will be our new outline of the door. We got the bottom of the door, the other side of the door, top of the door. Okay, we're good. I hope. The other thing that I noticed in looking at the reference images that I don't see in this image is there's a seam where the hood opens upward, I guess. And I guess that could be this part, but in the reference images it actually shows it kind of coming down this way. But that's okay. I think we can get away with just using this line right here as being the part of the hood that opens. Okay, so that's all for this part of the tutorial. And the next part what we're going to be looking at is we're going to concentrate more on the cab. We're going to be looking at adding the actual door, the windows, headlights, windshield, as much of that as we can fit in, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next